Hello everyone, welcome to my channel World of AWS. I hope you all are doing good. So we are continuing with complete GitLab CI/CD pipeline tutorial, and in this video we are going to discuss about variable. Okay, so why we need to use variable and what are the types of variable and how we can define variable in our GitLab configuration. Okay, GitLab pipeline configuration. So there is some key point that I have make note of. You should always remember this. So let me walk you through this first, then we'll see this practically. Okay, so we prefer to use variable instead of repeating a string in the pipeline configuration. So whenever you are going to use like any string for the multiple time, so instead of repeating the string for multiple time, you can define a variable and you can directly call the variable in your pipeline configuration. Okay, so variable can be defined in script or using the variable keyword. Okay, to reference the variable we use the dollar sign before it. Okay, so this is the common example that how we can define the variable in our pipeline configuration. So variable can be defined locally in the job or globally for all the job. Okay, so when using a space or some special character, you may need to put the entire value in quotes. Okay, so there is three type of variable available that we can use in our pipeline configuration. So that first one is global variable that will be available for a specific job only, and there is another second one is global variable, and the global variable will be available for entire job. Okay, all the job, how many jobs we are going to define, so that global variable will be available for all the job and all the stages. Okay, so apart from it we have another variable, that is third one, that is environment variable. Okay, so let's go and see it practically. Okay, so here we have this project, so let me open it. Click on edit, click on web IDE. So in this pipeline, as you can see, we are repeating this like build.txt for the multiple time, right? Here we are using build.txt, and here as well we are using build.txt, right? So we want to use variable, we want to use local variable, and we want to avoid the like repeating the string. Okay, in this stage. Okay, so what we have to do, we have to define variable and we have to use the variable name now. Okay, that I am going to take build_file name. Okay, and what will be the variable value, that is build.txt. So now how we can call this variable here? So we have to use this file name. Let me copy it. We have to use dollar sign as we have seen in the document, and let me copy this so I can directly paste it, and let me paste it here as well. So we have successfully defined our local variable. So this variable will be only available for build stage. Okay, so let me commit this code and see our variable is getting used for both the stages or for only build stage. Okay, so let's commit it. Go to the build, then go to the pipelines, and as we can see our pipeline is getting failed. It's saying invalid. Sorry, we have made something wrong. Sorry, yeah, there is some typo. Okay, so now let's commit this again. Go to here. So let me refresh this pipeline. So our pipeline is running now, right? So as you can see, build get successfully executed. Now let's check the logs. Okay, so as you can see here, touch build dot file name, that variable is getting used here, and here we are also using the variable, and cat build dot build underscore file name, here we are also using variable. Okay, as we have defined here. Okay, so let's go back and check this for test stage as well. Okay, that here variable is getting used or not. So here you cannot see any variable because we have defined local variable only, and that variable is only available for build stage. Okay, so here you cannot see any variable, right? So let me just copy this variable quickly and use it for here as well. Okay, so now let's define global variable. Okay, so let's remove this, just cut it. Okay, and how we can define the global variable? We have to define here that so that our variable will be globally available. Okay, so build variable, build file name, that is fine. Okay, so this is example of global variable. So we can use the variable here, it is fine. Okay, and here stage is test, and we are making here build directory. Okay, we have to change to build because so that it will be our variable will successfully executed, because if build directory is not available, then our pipeline will get fed. Okay, so we have to use that. And build file name, everything looks fine now. Okay, let me commit this change and check for both the stages our variable is getting used or not. Okay, so let's go back and check the pipeline again. So I think this is the another pipeline. Let me refresh this. Just now it got passed, right? So click on this pipeline ID and click on this build stage, and as you can see here variable is getting used, right, for build stage. Now let's check for the test stage. Okay, as you can see here, build file name, and building our pipeline, that we have defined here, building our pipeline. So for the test stage our variable is also getting used. Okay, that we have defined the global variable here. Okay, so you can define like local variable for the test stage as well as we have used for the build stage. Okay, so now let's see how we can define like environment variable here. Okay, so what we have to do, we have to use build underscore file name. Okay, so environment variable name will be always in caps. Okay, you have to make sure that you are using environment variable name in caps only. Okay, so just copy this and let me change it to here as well. We have to change it. Okay, and here we have to also change, and apart from it here we have to also change, and here we have to also change. We have to change here as well. Okay, so we have successfully defined our environment variable, that is global variable as well. So let me use and let me commit this change, okay, and see our pipeline is using this variable or not. Okay, so let's go back to the pipelines. So our pipeline is running. Click on the pipeline ID and click on the build stage. As you can see here, you can see build underscore file name in caps. Okay, so our whatever variable we have defined, that is environment variable, is getting successfully fetched by our pipeline, and that's getting used by our pipeline, and it's getting successfully executed, okay, for build stage. Now let's check for test stage. Okay, click on test. So it's still running. I think it's taking a bit more time. Click on this. Let's see. It's not yet started. Okay, so pipeline is running, it's saying, but this stage is not yet completed, right? Yeah, so it's running now. Let's go here and check. So first it's running using GitLab runner. Okay, 1 point the version is, and it's fetching the Docker image, that is Alpine, we have defined here. Okay, then after that preparing the environment and getting source repository, fetching the source repository and using Docker image, and it's also using environment variable that we have defined in our pipeline configuration, right? So this is how we can define variable in our pipeline configuration whenever we are working with GitLab CI/CD pipeline. So I hope you understand the entire concept to define variable in our pipeline configuration. Okay, so that's it for this video. I hope you have better idea for this now variable, like how you can use the variable and all. Okay, if you have any confusion and any query regarding this lecture, then do let me know in the comment section, and don't forget to subscribe my channel. And if you are new to my channel, then do check out my other playlist as well. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.